my left shoulder here. Sad news came down the morning that we're recording this, and Paul Di'Anno from Iron Maiden, he was their original vocalist. He passed away today, and heavy heart. I love the Maiden, and although it was Bruce Dickinson who came in on the third album and just took Maiden to that next level, it was Paul Di'Anno who helped put them on the map. And those first two albums, Iron Maiden and Killers, both phenomenal albums. Paul Di'Anno, it had some health problems over the last few years, but rest in peace. You got Maiden on the map, helped get them there, and up the irons. Paul Di'Anno, rest in peace. Oh, dang, you're still there. Hi, actually, I could have kept you on for that little tribute to Paul Di'Anno.
I have something to add if you want to get this, because you could probably cut it in with the Paul Di'Anno thing. Really, obviously, that's sad news about Paul Di'Anno. But funny enough, you mentioned Iron Maiden because, and I still got them sitting in those bins over there. So, going back to seeing the EPs and stuff behind the counter, where when I was growing up, there was a local record store. My local record store was called OZ's. And there was about, it was probably a couple of like hash, this is in like the early 80s, let's say. I was a kid. And I think the guy who owned the store probably like went to Woodstock and was a bit of a burner. But there was a guy for each genre of music, there was like a specialist, and they had a lot of import vinyl. And the first time I became aware of Iron Maiden was the Killers album. They had them both up when I saw the cover to the Killers album, when you're 15 years old and you see that image,
immediate. So
here's the crazy part of that whole story. The guy in the store who was the metal guy was a gentleman named Brian Slagle. And I'm sure you guys know who Brian Slagle is. If you don't, he went on to create Metal Blade Records.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Brian Slagle, man, Google him, dude. He's like, one of the fundamental cornerstone dudes of metal in America. Because in those days, it was just when bands like, this was pretty much mainstream by that point, but Maiden, and it was setting the table for the, Metallicas and all those bands to sort of blow up. But everything was on import from the UK. So they had the most amazing, the only way you could get Maiden Killers initially, I believe, was on import. Definitely the first record. So, I was a big Paul Di'Anno fan, and, I got to kind of know those guys a little bit through Dean Carr, because Dean's done a couple of their videos, and, they're amazing, amazing guys. But just to be around their, little camp, and I'm more hanging out. I never worked with them, but, I'm a huge Maiden fan, so that sucks that Paul died. But
I just saw the Future Past tour a couple of weeks, like last week here in Phoenix, and so they're still bringing it, man. I love Maiden, always will.
Sorry, what's the drummer's name again? The one,
Nico McBrain.
And what's my guy that throws the guitar around?
The bass player, Steve Harris.
No, not Steve. The
Adrian Smith.
Added.
Adrian Smith, Dave Murray, and Yannick Gers on guitars.
Yeah, Adrian and Dave, right? And then Dave Murray. But then they have a third guitar player. And when Adrian was out, but he's still in the band.
Yannick Gers came in.
Yeah, Yannick's my boy, dude. Like, Yannick is such a good guy, man. What a really. I got to know Yannick a bit, and he's a really, really good dude. So yeah, that's a drag. But that's part of what. Growing up, especially that connection to vinyl and, imports and bringing, that specialty sort of vinyl thing. That's really where the roots of it came from Maiden. That was probably one of the first records I ever bought.
Up the irons, man.
I still got it sitting in here somewhere. I don't know where the hell. I'm not going to dig for it now. But yeah, I've got all my vinyl from growing up. It's one of the things I still got I got about 4 boxes, hundreds of pieces of vinyl. So,
you can never be surrounded by enough music. I will die on every hill on that one. I will die with my boots on, as Maiden would say.
There you go. Yeah, I was going to put a cap on it, but you can't. Die with your boots on, brother.
All over the place, where the fun sanity never ends.